It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the AFC West. It's the Broncos and the Silver and Black, next on Madden Football.
NFL football has come to Southern Nevada as we are in the menacing new Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Denver Broncos. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, our matchup here in this one, as so many do, revolves around the quarterback position. We've got an interesting pairing here. Russell Wilson and Derek Carr.
And both of them have terrific ability to improvise, and that means when the first read's not there, how quickly can you go through your progressions? Can you hang in there and take a shot as you release it? Can you buy time outside of the pocket? Can you pull it down and run if need be? I think we'll see all of those traits on display in this one.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. So here are the Broncos backed up to start their initial drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now Wilson on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And that's complete. Albert Okwuegbunam. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Again, Gordon. And not able to break away this time, as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
3 tight ends up front here, 3rd and goal. Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They'll run for it. It's Gordon. He's fighting, but they're not going to let him in. Stopped at the 2-yard line. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years, and right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Carr. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. Carr now on 1st down. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the 1st down sack. Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And the Broncos are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10.
Touch 50.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Go home, boy.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Melvin Gordon, a 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Let's go.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr now to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Woo, that's what I'm talking
It'll
about.
go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So now Carr and the Raiders dealt a 3rd and long after that sack.
It's our time. Check 45 to Mike. Check.
Back to throw. Carr. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Melvin Gordon leading Denver's offense back out. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Mike's 50. Let's put him on the button.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Check 52's the mark. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
To throw is Wilson. That's caught left side by Judy.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 36. Now it's Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, Wilson. And that's incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
You ain't gonna burn me.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. Now Abdullah, the return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Keep playing hard.
The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into 1st downs and hopefully points.
Let's go. Now. 45. 180. 180. We're good. 180. Watch the pass.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Boom.
Draymond Jones. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Carr. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taking on the midfield logo. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Denver's offense ready to go again. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This one swung out to Williams. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
McManus's point after is good. And that makes our score 17-0. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Taken at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it.
45.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Denver. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. And now Derek Carr, he is the focus of our player spotlight. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. Carr now on first down. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Draymond Jones able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So after the sack, Carr in Las Vegas with a 3rd and long.
4 down. Hey, check Mike 45. Check.
Looking to throw. Carr. Over the middle, complete. It's Drake. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. From the shotgun, Wilson. Pressure comes and down he goes. Max Crosby, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
He's going to float this one deep right side, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide down with a good gain. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a fourth down after the scramble.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
The Broncos send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing to start the drive. Carr, and he'll go underneath here to Drake. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Here's Carr. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. $39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver, that's Tim Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now Gordon on 1st down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Bring it! Bring it!
2nd and 4.
You ain't doing nothing, though. You ain't doing nothing.
Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And smartly going into the slide there. Wilson has enough for the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. Shedding the tackle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Partner, we've seen Melvin Gordon do it a variety of ways running the football. How about that last run? Had a little shake and bake to it there, didn't he?
He did.
Kind of reminded me of when he was at Wisconsin and what he did in Nebraska. His last year there, 408 yards in a single game. At that time, that was the NCAA rushing record, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then a week later, Samaje Perine broke his record with 427 yards against Kansas. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. Wilson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Abdullah, the return. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get...
It got his man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there for the Raiders.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup there.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Play action. Now it's Carr. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. What a throw right there for the first down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping up into the teeth of the rush and delivering there for that big strike and that big pickup?
Throwing on first down is Carr. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
That's how we do it.
That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball, how much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Carr, got to have this one. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
Let's go, baby.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Let's get up.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 1st down, it's Gordon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 56 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Hey, let's get in that hard. 552. Hey, watch the slant.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
Let him know.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.